Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's so nice to have you, Dawn and Mary Lou.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And are you filming live from Belgrade Lakes or something?
Actually, it's Pea Porridge Pond, locally.
Oh, where's Pea Porridge Pond?
Well, it's on the Albany-Conway line.
You're nodding, Julie. You know it?
Yes, I can almost see it from my house.
Oh, nice. So, how is everybody doing this morning? Maybe we just start with checking in with each other. Dawn, how are you? How are your spirits?
I'm doing great.
Good.
As usual.
Well, true. Yes, that's. You have an upbeat personality.
Thank you.
And how about how are you feeling physically?
Physically, I believe I'm doing fine. I've been doing a lot of walking, and yeah, I did my treadmill this morning.
We're getting feedback.
Yeah, there was an echo, a Dawn echo.
Oh, yeah, that's the Dawn echo. But no, I do a lot of walking with my rollator, and I've got to the point where I've gone all the way around the block where I live, and then yesterday or the day before, we go up and down, and then I wanted to go down another street, so we went down there, but when we got to where the street started going downhill, we stopped and came back. And eventually I'm going to get to do that downhill and come up on the other side, because it's a roundabout street.
It's wonderful that you're getting out and about. Do you,
Oh, yes.
Do you like to walk? Do you two normally walk in the morning or the afternoon or both?
Well, we've been, because of the cold weather, we've not gotten out until after 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
After the 1 o'clock Zoom. So that's a night, probably the warmest time of the day at the moment.
Yeah, at the moment, but earlier when the warm weather, real warm weather comes, we'll be going out earlier.
Yeah. I mean, is anybody else surprised by that it's been this cold? Like, it got warm, but then it's like cold again in April. Does this always happen around here and I just forget? Do I block it out of my mind?
I kind of think so. I'm not quite sure myself, but I do know at times it does get pretty cold, and sometimes it's fairly warm lately.
Yeah.
At least we don't have the winter we had last year.
True.
Yeah.
Well, and in any case, we're coming out of it. It's a new day. We hope that everyone that's watching this, that you have something maybe to drink with you if you want to have a drink. I'm actually drinking coffee myself. And just as like listening to Dawn, reminding ourselves that it's good for all of us to be exercising and stretching and just moving regularly, because with so much indoor time, it's really easy to kind of just fold into the couch, and we need to, come out and move.
Yeah, well, I have a physical therapist, as you all know, and this morning we had some talk with her, and the last of the talk was about my total gym.
Mm-hmm.
And so the next time we talk with her, we're going to have the total gym all set up.
No, the first Tuesday of May.
Oh, first Tuesday of May, which is what, close?
2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks. And we're going to have that set up. But I won't do what I normally do. I will put it up on number 5 as far as the height goes.
The angle.
The angle. And I usually do 100 push-ups. but I'm only going to be able to do probably 10 this time to show her what I do.
Just start all over again. She's
Yeah.
going to kind of watch him doing it to, give him an idea of how to start back, because he hasn't been doing any of that since January 1st. So he'll start back slow.
Yeah, well, that's because of the accident I
Right.
had.
And then,
so-
Don, are you the type of guy, like, do you anticipate that it will be easy for you to be patient with your progress? Or are you the type of guy that might get frustrated that you can't do what you used to do?
No, I might be a little frustrated because I can't do what I want to do.
Yeah. Yeah, that's totally normal. Yeah, and just to be as, kind to yourself as possible, just to remind yourself, I mean, you had that accident, and that no matter who we are, we could be 20 years old and we have to start fresh.
Yeah, well, I wish I was 20, but I'm not.
Do you? Do you really wish you were 20?
Well,
You'd be in the service?
yeah, I'd be in the service then, all that, but no, I'm glad I'm 84
Mm-hmm.
because I'll be 85
In about 3 weeks.
in about 3 weeks.
Oh.
He was born on Mother's Day.
I was a present to my mother.
Yes, you were. So May 12th, what day?
May 5th.
May 12th.
May 12th, yeah.
Mhm.
Just before World War II started.
Gotcha.
I know a little bit about World War II too,
Yeah.
but it'll
So-
be a little story.
It's the what?
It'll be a little story.
You want to tell it?
Well, okay. When I was finally 30 years old, I think World War II started.
No,
No,
don't.
what?
You weren't 30 years old
No,
then.
no, I was 5, so I was 10. Yeah, 10 years old.
Hmm.
And that's when Adolf Hitler and Mussolini wanted to have a war and take over the world. But of course they didn't.
Mhm.
But
Thank
one
God.
of my,
Thank God.
yes, but one of my grandsons was in the war at Italy.
Not your grandson.
Not grandson, what was he?
Your cousin.
My cousin, yeah,
Oh, okay.
cousin.
Hmm.
And one of them got wounded. So he was in a wheelchair the rest of his life. The other brother that was with him didn't get shot. And so he was always standing up.
Hmm.
And then that's the only thing I can tell you about World War II.
Well, thank you for sharing that, because we were just talking about that, right, Sandra? About not, like, we don't hear as many stories about World War II anymore.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah, well, that was it. Of course, Hitler, I don't know if I said that, he wanted to take over the world, and Mussolini was from Italy,
Hmm.
and he decided to follow Hitler.
Yeah.
And of course, Hitler decided to, when the war was almost over, he could realize that he was getting ready to be captured, and he didn't want to be captured, so he killed himself.
Oh, yeah. I can, now I'm remembering that. Didn't he, like, go off to some island with someone, like, kind of hid out and killed himself so that nobody could catch him first?
Well, I don't know if he went out on an island. I didn't hear about that, but he may have.
Maybe it wasn't an island, but that he, like, went
It's enough.
somewhere, like, off the beaten path.
Yeah.
He was a bunker. He had a
In a
bunker.
bunker. Okay.
Oh, yeah, a bunker. That was it. Yeah. He had quite a few bunkers, but some of them were the guys shooting in them. 'Cause I remember that stuff. When they came on shore in some kind of boat, and then they would drop the front, and they would run to get on the land because they were still in water.
Mm.
And that's, of course, the guys up above the hill were shooting them or at them.
You know, it's good to remember this. Holocaust Remembrance Day was a couple days ago. especially now what we're going through with this virus, like I find it helpful to remember that the world has been through dark times before, like, and come out of it. And even just to remember that, like, Anne Frank and all kinds of Jews and gypsies and other persecuted people had to hide in their home for like years sometimes. And so even though this is an inconvenience for us, and of course it's also scary because there's a community illness, it makes me feel grateful that and hopeful, actually, like, okay, we'll come out of this too. We've gone through dark times before.
Yeah. But now they're predicting that it's going to be up again, maybe next winter. Is what they're thinking. But there's no proof of it yet.
That's the thing.
Let's not get into that too much.
Yeah.
We don't get into that too much.
Let's get through this
Yes,
first.
nobody knows. So we're going to go through our little thing. I don't know if Julie or Sandra, do either of you feel like excited about sharing the birthday?
I will. It is, I'm very excited for it.
Yes.
It's Barbara Streisand's birthday. We all know Barbara. She was born on this day in 1942.
Oh, okay, Sandra, but can we just pause and ask? So you said we all know Barbara. Can we check? I'm interested to hear what we think of when we think of Barbara Streisand. Like, does something come to mind for people when you think of Barbara Streisand?
Yeah.
Music, singing.
I think of Yentl.
I love Gentle.
Speaking of, you know, yeah.
Well, I used to play a trombone, but that's it.
We're talking about Barbara Streisand.
I know, but I don't know Barbara Streisand. I'm afraid.
Well, maybe
I don't
when
remember.
Sandra shares, you might, you know what we're going to do, Dawn? I'm glad you said that. Let's show a picture of her because other people aren't going to necessarily remember her either. So if I can figure this out. Oh, good. Who started recording? Oh, me. That was me. Oh, my gosh.
Anna's working on very little sleep.
I only slept for 2 hours last night. I'm sorry. Okay. Share screen. Okay. I was like so grateful. I'm like, oh, thank God someone remembered to record. Oh, that was. Look at her. Look how beautiful she is. So here's one cool picture. Here's another more recent one. That was just 9 years ago. Can everyone see it?
More familiar. Yeah.
Yeah, that's, let's see if,
Very multi-talented.
yeah, so hopefully she looks familiar. Oh, this is very recent. She's praising Taiwan's coronavirus response. Okay, so Sandra, you can keep sharing if you like.
Okay, so Barbara Streisand, she is the highest selling female recording artist of all times.
What?
Yeah. She has received acclaim in every medium that she's worked in. She was born to a Jewish family, in New York. She was a very shy child and often felt rejected by her peers because of her looks were kind of unusual. She has those eyes and her nose is a little distinguished. After beginning a successful recording career in the 1960s, Streisand ventured into film. She started, tell me if you remember the movie Funny Girl.
Has anyone seen that one?
We didn't do many movies.
Yeah.
On a Clear Day, You Can See Forever. This one I remember, The Owl and the Pussycat. I think that was with Robert Redford, but I'm not positive. My sister was a huge Streisand fan. That's why I knew her. She was married twice, and the second time or what is his name? Bronson.
Oh, Pierce Brosnan?
No, not him. I might have the name wrong. They've been married forever, and they're not listing him here. They're
Oh,
just saying that she was married twice and has one son. Oh, what is his name? He was in like this the TV show Hotel. You guys know who I'm talking about now?
no.
Very distinguished looking man.
Okay, I'm gonna find out though.
Yes, now you got him.
Education, marriage. Let's see, who is she married to? Oh, it doesn't. It's like you have to read 8 million things before you can find out about.
Well, while you're hunting, I will give her quote because I love her quote. Why does a woman work 10 years to change a man's habits and then complain that he's not the man she married?
That is funny. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. I can't find the information easily. So we're just going to have to wonder. It's too bad that we can't play music anymore. But that does, so people are at home. If you like Barbara Streisand, you can look up a song on YouTube. But if we play it here, then our video is going to get muted, and we don't want that to happen. So happy birthday, Barbara Streisand. I read that she is the one of the only recording artists, maybe the only one, who had a #1 best-selling album in 6 different decades in a row.
Wow.
Wow.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it is.
Very.
So, okay, so we can talk about maybe some history stuff, see if anyone remembers any of this. In 1957, the Suez Canal reopened after the Suez Crisis. Now, I don't remember hearing any, I don't remember my history class about that. Anybody remember anything about remember hearing about the Suez Canal reopening?
I don't remember, but
No, that was the Panama.
That's what I was thinking too, Dawn. I had it in my head, Panama Canal. So I'm reading this and it says something about Egypt. I'm like, why is Egypt involved? Like, oh, right, the Suez Canal, not the Panama Canal.
Right.
So apparently there was a conflict between Egypt on the one hand and then France, the UK, and Israel on the other. And so when Egypt said that they were going to nationalize the canal, I don't know why, but they closed it for less than a year and then they reopened it again on this day in 1957. I'm sure there are lots of merchants and people who are glad to have the canal open again.
yeah, I remember that part. It was closed and then it was open.
Yeah.
Hmm.
In fact, I saw pictures of it, some boats going through it
Mm.
over to the Pacific.
You know, it would be
Yes.
interesting.
Honey, Egypt is not anywhere near the
No.
Pacific.
Suez Canal. Let's see if we can see a picture of it.
Yeah.
Oh, this is, it's helpful sometimes just to be able to see
It's
something.
not the Panama Canal.
Oh, okay.
All right, so here it is. Here's the Suez Canal seen from many different vantage points.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So,
Yes.
See, there's Egypt.
Yeah.
Palestine,
okay.
the Mediterranean Sea.
Yeah.
And that is really interesting just to see it right here, what it looks like. I wonder if anyone has been there.
Never been out of the country. Well, no, I can't say.
Oh, we know who's been there. The Bunkers have been to Egypt. Remember Briggs shared? He had
Oh,
a book that he found from Egypt that he had made. The Bunkers have been to Egypt.
Yeah.
We'll have to ask them about that if they visited the Suez Canal.
Okay.
So, okay, maybe just like a couple more things. Anyone else want to, Julie, do you want to pick something out to share?
Let's see. In 1982, Jane Fonda's first workout video is released.
I have an image in my mind of the leotards.
And the bright colors.
Yep,
With leg warmers.
the leg warmers. Mary Lou, did you ever watch those videos?
No, I don't think so. I think I heard about them, but didn't.
I went to boarding school for a couple of years in Maine to Hebron Academy, and we used to do the Jane Fonda workout videos. So this was in, so we were teenagers, 15, 16 years old. In the basement of where we lived, we'd put in the VHS and I'll do like Jane Fonda workout.
Fun.
Great. Oh, that makes me feel nostalgic. That would be kind of nice. I'm going to look to see if I can get a Jane Fonda workout on my computer. Maybe we'll get some tips for chair exercises.
I'm trying to think what music she might have played during some of those workouts. I bet it was fairly good music.
Right.
We're not talking about that.
82.
Maybe she just had instruments and not words, or maybe she did play the whole song. I don't know. I wonder what it was like back then doing those videos.
Yeah.
I think they just did instrumentals. I don't think they did vocals. I think it was all just the music. So it'd be just a.
True. So then you could hear her saying
Right.
1, 2, 3.
Yes.
Whatever, counting,
Yeah.
or raise your leg higher.
Right.
Or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
We're talking about subjects.
And maybe we'll just do one more subject, and then if there's something that Dawn wants to share, that'd be great. And I just think it's cool to know that in 1990, on this day, the Hubble telescope was launched into space.
Wow.
The what?
Hubble telescope. Let's see if we can look at that.
Oh, well, I remember, but that's all.
Hubble telescope. Let's get some images. See what it looks like. So I'm gonna do speaker view so that everyone can see. So these are pictures of the telescope.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It just floats out there, taking these amazing pictures for us. So 5 amazing discoveries the Hubble Space Telescope is responsible for.
Well, some of the planets.
Right. I mean, I bet that they discovered some things with their pictures, but where's the article? It's all ads. Okay, well.
Let's see.
So those are some good items for today in history. Were you going to say something, Julie?
I was just going to say, I believe you're right, Dawn, discovering some planets outside of our solar system.
Yeah.
Or the dark hole.
Well, the dark hole, yeah, especially the dark hole. That was interesting.
Wow.
Hmm.
And the colors that they show are just magnificent.
Yeah.
There's one, get a picture of it, on my bulletin board. It's called God's Eye. It's all the black hole in the middle and all the bright orangey color around the outside of it.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Don't they have like coffee table books just of pictures from the Hubble telescope?
I
Probably.
probably, yeah, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I never looked at that much. I only know what telescope
Yeah.
mentions, I think. I mean, it's so many planets out there. It's hard to tell which one is which sometimes.
Right. It's just so many planets. Multiple solar systems. The universe is huge. We're just like this tiniest speck right here.
Yeah. But they haven't been any further than, oh gosh, I wish I could remember which one it was. But I can't remember the one. There's so many of them out there. It would be hard to tell anyway.
Mars is Mars the furthest we've gone in terms of like?
No.
You
You
mean
know, as
the
far
first-
as what we've landed on.
Yeah, as far as what we've landed on. Mars is not that much of a problem. It is a distance, but they've landed on that.
Isn't Pluto the
Oh,
furthest
Pluto,
one?
yeah, Pluto, I think, is the furthest one.
So we've gone that far out. We've gone to Pluto.
Yeah, I
We
think,
we haven't done any experimentation on there, but
yeah,
it just, recognize it as one of the planets in our solar system,
yeah. I don't think there's anything beyond it at all.
other than other other galaxies.
Far, far away.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, it is.
Wow. Well, does anybody have any little tidbits that they want to share with the group? And it doesn't have to be related to today, like anything that you're just kind of sitting with that might be an interesting something to share.
Gosh, I don't know. I have no idea.
Well,
Good.
like I'll just share that this morning I started thinking about maybe getting some kittens.
So,
Kittens.
oh, yeah. We had a cat. And Mary Lou worked at a campground.
Well, we both did.
Well, yeah, we both did, of course. And I told them that I could do carpentry, plumbing, and electrical work. So they hired me. And I can do some of them all the time, but some of them I kind of knew about them, but I don't know what I could do with all of it.
Right.
But they said to one campground, the guy asked me, how much electric wire can we buy? And I looked at what had to be done, and I knew it had to go up and around and everything to another site. And I said, oh, about 5 feet.
5 feet, how about 50?
Oh, 50 feet, yeah, 50 feet.
Yeah.
And he says, okay, that's what we'll buy. And it worked out perfect.
And we're talking about the kittens.
Oh, the kittens,
Oh,
Yeah.
whatever.
yeah,
Kittens, campgrounds. It's all good.
campground left 2 kittens on the site when they left.
Oh,
Yeah, they wanted to get rid of them.
I think they just dropped them off. It was a Thanksgiving weekend.
Oh, well, whatever. We ended up with them, or one of them. And
Oh.
yeah, the housekeepers took one, and the other one was stuck there. And then Mary Lou kept coming back. We're just going to take it for the night. The next night, don't forget, we're just going to take it for the night. Well, guess what? We ended up with it.
Like, so,
15 years.
so like, did it travel with you? Did the kitty cat travel with you?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we had a special pet car seat in the back seat of the truck. And you know how in the back of some trucks, they have a armrest that pulls down in the middle of the back seat?
Yeah.
And so I put her car seat right up on that so she could see out the windows.
Oh my God.
oh.
And she traveled at least 5,000 miles.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, these special animals. I mean, wow. So did she live in the RV or did you let her outside?
No, we kept her inside or out on a leash.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even when we moved here, we've been here 13 years now. She was still on a 10 or 12-foot leash that I let her outside. And there was one summer, she killed, I think it was 8 or 10 chipmunks. She even got a couple of red squirrels. You know how quick they are.
Wow.
She's a good
I
hunter.
mean, she was only most of the time she's just on the 10-foot, because one summer there were some hawks nesting a couple lots over,
Yes.
and they were afraid of having her out too far.
Yeah.
And but she even caught a hummingbird, and those
Oh,
are little fast too. It was so heartbreaking trying to pull this poor bird out of her mouth.
oh. Is she still with you, the kitty cat?
No. She met her demise a year ago after just making her 15th birthday.
Oh, rest
Yeah.
in peace, little kitty cat.
Yeah, she was very special.
So,
Oh yeah, she was so special that when I was laying down in my bed, she got up on the bed and came over and wanted to be patted. So I would pat her about 3 or 4 times. Then she moved, went around in the circle and come back, and I pat her again. And then she got up again, and then she comes over and lays down with her back right against my back.
Oh.
So that was good.
yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah,
No,
the last couple of years, Dawn had a couple of falls. So he had spent a lot of time in bed, and so she was in there every time he went. And she was a type of cat that did not want to be held.
Mhm.
You could not pick her up and pat her. You get maybe 3 pats if you're lucky, and she's gone.
Yeah.
But as when you're laying down napping, she would cuddle up with you.
Oh.
And she spent a lot of time with Dawn when he was recovering from a couple of surgeries.
So nice.
That's so sweet. It makes me think it would be a good topic for a Zoom conversation with a lot of people. Like, it's so nice hearing about people's, like, the animals that people have loved and that have loved them. Those are really sweet stories. What was her
Yeah.
name?
Brindy.
Brandy.
She was
Brindy.
brindle colored.
Hmm.
So what are you gonna do?
A little picture, maybe?
Oh, she's gonna show a picture of her.
Oh,
Good.
good.
Let's get on speaker view.
See if I
You
can
can't
get.
And
see.
Mary Lou, will you speak to us while you show it so that it comes up on the screen?
Okay, it's maybe it's not going to do it with the background.
Oh, she's
Oh,
pretty.
can't talk. Just Mary Lou. If Mary Lou can
Okay.
talk, then the
Okay,
speaker view will
Brindy.
stay.
Yeah, Brindy. Yeah. Let me get it in the camera all right here. It's tough with the background.
Yeah, that's Brandy.
Yeah. So we missed her so much. I took and printed up 8 by 10 pictures of her and put them in each room where she normally was. So we wouldn't feel like we were missing her too as much.
Yeah, I even got one in my bureau.
Oh my gosh. That's a nice way for us to kind of end our coffee talk today on a high note about just like the love and the connections we have, even like that love it survives even the passing of a body. So it certainly survives some physical distance for a while.
Yeah.
You know, and thank you, Dawn and Mary Lou. You're such good sports. Thanks for coming on to a coffee talk with us and filming.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you very much. I can't wait to get there.
Yes. All right. We hope everybody has a great day.
Okay, thank you
Yeah,
very much.
Very much, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.